Forget about it. How you doing?
Oh, nah. It's Titus, all right? It is not Titus.
Fuck the Yankees!
Let's do a stream where I drink so much caffeine that I have a heart attack live on stream and die. This is absurd.
Oh shit, he's climbing up the wall!
It's like the sky is melting.
Like, this game wouldn't be bad if the controls weren't like an absolute abomination.
Family, 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 family. I don't have enough time to process information on here, dude. I gotta talk, I gotta play games, I gotta look handsome. I got a lot on my shoulders, dude. Yo, yo, yo. How we doing today, man? How we all feeling? Trying to, see if everything is working properly. I am also on YouTube right now. Just seeing if everything is all right. I think everything is okay. Hold on. All right. Let's see who was first today, man. Richard was first. Shout out to Richard. Road Dog, how we doing? Anubis. Log. I think the game show starts in like 20 minutes. It's supposed to start at 1, but I've seen like something. It says there's like a pre-show. I don't know what the pre-show has, but it says the pre-show starts in like 20 minutes. Say what? Finishing your Asian food? Let's go. What'd you get, man? So we're going to be on here for a long time today. So I added this new thing. Why is that in the middle of the screen for that long? We're going to be on stream for a long time today. We're probably going to be streaming today for like 12 hours. We're going to watch this showcase, which however long that is, maybe it's 2 hours. Then we're going to play some Nier. I'm going to need to get some food at some point. I don't know what we're going to be doing. Bye, Sarion. How we doing? Orange chicken is Korean barbecue chicken. Oh, okay. Zombot. I don't know how to pronounce it. Zombot. Welcome. How we doing over on YouTube? How we feeling?
Hey, yo!
At what point am I in Nier? I'm still pretty early, I feel like. We have to go underground, I think, to fight the aliens or some shit. We just blew up some, that factory monster in the middle of the town. I'm here for the best stream. I'm about to be taking a break because I gotta run home, bro. Hey, man, do your thing, baby. We're gonna be here all day, dude. We're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be here all day. Yes, I'm still with 9S right now. But there's a pre-show starting in 19 minutes. And I have, That is not what I have up. Sorry. That is not the right thing. There we go. Yeah, they have they have something happening today. Oh, you're further than me? You have news? What's the news? Aristotle, how we feeling today, man? Yeah, Zombot, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I set up my stream stuff last night, tested it, no interruptions, like let's play so we can get back to. Oh, let's go! Hell yeah! We all excited for this showcase soon. This one starts in 18 minutes. I also realized. Let me get the TikTok. Sorry. TikTok has the wrong thing up.
London's never been a normal place.
There we go.
But they never used to call it magic. Same city, same problems. Rent's too high, trains are late. Everyone acting like they're fine. Only difference now is sometimes your neighbors got hordes. Folklore showed up before I was born. Most of us just kind of grew up with it.
JS.
They say it started in
What
the
do I look
1920s,
for in a man?
a tear in the world. Something came through that wasn't meant
All
to
you
be
need
here,
is just to be handsome,
and
like
they
me, you
stayed.
know?
They changed the city.
A lot of reveals this week. Yeah, that's what that's what the rumors seem to be. So far, all of these showcases have been kind of weak. And Xbox hasn't really moved me in a while, so hopefully theirs is a little better.
Not because they're fearless, because London's
But I don't
their
know,
home
man.
too. I won't lie. It's scary watching people.
I don't know, man.
Walk into something you just can't follow. I don't know how this ends. I just know that they keep showing up.
Yeah, Xbox hasn't moved me in a while, but this showcase has not started yet. We are still waiting for the pre-show to supposedly start.
Experimenting, throwing spells together, breaking the game, rebuilding it, trying to find what actually felt fun.
I don't know what any of these games they're showing right now are.
Where run and gun flow, tag team casting, and tactical synergy spikes are the core toys. Since then, we've been refining the chaos, making it readable, deeper,
But
so players and their friends can truly experiment.
so far in these showcases,
It's been shaped by how people play, react,
the
survive
prevailing
every
kind of
step the way.
feeling that I'm getting is
If you want to be part of this journey, wish
AAA
those
gaming
passwords and join our
is getting harder and harder to stomach because of a lot of it is trend chasing and a lot of it is very samey. Everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna make the next Dark Souls. Oh, I'm gonna make the next Zombie Survivors. Oh, I'm gonna make the next extraction shooter. And it's like, let's get some more variety here. Daniel, how we doing? Errol, how we feeling? How we all doing today? Also, rumor that something could be shadow dropped. If anything gets shadow dropped, I feel like it's probably what's it called? The Fallout remasters. How have I been? I've been doing pretty good, man. I've been doing pretty good. Making the next turn-based RPG seemed to work for X. Yeah, it did. It did. It did. So I've been posting videos on my TikToks. I've been posting them on YouTube, and whenever I get to something Final Fantasy related, everyone gets so upset, dude. It is so funny to see how angry people get, and it's like, dude, you act like I was insulting your mother. How angry people get. It's like, bro, I'm just sharing an opinion. You can just scroll right by if you don't agree with it. You don't need to fucking try and attack me personally. And then everyone like, oh my god, Final Fantasies 15 and 16 are great games. They're phenomenal games. The old Final Fantasy games are dog shit. It's like, bro.
Above village and town rises your mighty castle.
Or some random kid on TikTok has to make a video about. Oh yeah, exactly. Earlier. Exactly. Yeah, Square had the formula.
Towns.
Yeah, man, they just turned it all into a fucking hack and slash game. And the people that keep pushing this ideology or like narrative that, oh, Final Fantasy has always been about change. Bro,
And merchants.
the difference between turn-based combat and ATB combat is not the same as changing the game from a turn-based game to an MMO, or a turn-based game to a fucking hack and slash. It is not the same thing. The first 10 games are relatively the same, and they experiment a little bit within themselves.
And destroy
But the people pushing this like ideology on the internet that like Final Fantasy has always been about experimentation, it's like, dude, they experiment within their own formula. They didn't fucking turn the franchise into a fucking into an MMO through experimentation. Jab, how we doing, Jab? No, we're done with the mouse game. The mouse game is done.
All right then, Miss Gia, the dangerous.
The mouse game is done. We are playing Nier Automata. Remember, Jab?
New York City.
We're just waiting for this showcase to start now, so we're just hanging out for the next 12 minutes, just talking. Just talking it up, you know?
It's an empire of steel, held aloft by the miracle of Aether. A substance
Just
that
chatting
can
it
move
up.
the tallest buildings to the heavens. Dive into an alternate history where Aether and iron rule the skies.
We're gonna watch the Dodgers? Oh, no.
An
No
underworld
Dodgers.
smuggler, taking on a
You have to play
last-chance
Nier
job
Automata
that
3
pulls you
times,
into a
though.
world of betrayal
So I heard the other playthroughs are much shorter. We also ended up playing fucking Undertale 3 times,
and
basically.
enemies. Roll the dice, because when luck runs
Errol, thank you for the gifts, man. Thank you, thank you.
Down. 100 to go.
We both know you don't beat Barons by playing fair.
your skills and your companions. are
So I added a
limited.
couple things.
Save the city, and you just may save yourself.
I keep getting this notification for the quiz thing, but I don't know why I might have to take that quiz thing off because it's annoying. I added it just for like to fuck around, because supposedly it's a thing where it like asks questions about
In the Imperium,
previous streams. It's like a quiz for everybody.
duty is
Um,
paramount. As an Inquisitor,
but like
you
the
are
notifications are kind of annoying.
and instrument of the
Thank
God
me for streaming. Oh no, I'm just
Authority
hanging out here, dude.
is
We're just hanging out.
a city
This
drowned
is no
in
effort for me.
terror and fear. People are vanishing. Something is pulling the strings.
Yeah, I didn't mind if Square went away from turn-based combat too. My issue isn't inherently in the fact that it's just turn-based combat. Like a lot of the new Final Fantasy fans kind of stress like, oh, everyone's just upset about turn-based combat. It's like that's not what I'm really upset about. I'm upset about like the exposition of the games changing, the character depth, the RPG mechanics, the lack of party control. Magic doesn't even really mean anything anymore, and status effects and things. It just was poorly conceived.
Your retinue is a weapon. Companions who
No, the last turn-based one was 10.
perspectives and lines they won't want you to cross. But what matters is your duty and the outcome. The strict certainty of a Puritan or the pragmatic edge of a radical.
Is Final Fantasy franchise the Michael Jordan of RPGs? No,
Come with
I don't think so.
In your investigations, combat becomes yet another way of asserting control.
Not at this point anymore, no.
Judgment becomes tactical. The system
I think the Final Fantasy franchise
and more responsive. Cover is streamlined.
was
It can be destroyed.
the
You can also aim at specific body parts to
the Akira of it was the Akira of JRPGs. I think Final Fantasy is kind of what popularized JRPGs in the West. But now, the thing with Final Fantasy 2 was Final Fantasy was always like when Square was in its heyday, they were like at the precipice of gaming. You looked at Square and those Final Fantasy games as like they were peak graphics, peak storytelling, peak character design. Everything was great. They were some of the best in the entire video game medium.
Every second counts. Think fast.
And now, like, all the games are just kind of like middling.
Oh, Wabi, you've been through so much. Such torment.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Elliot. A lot of people prefer Dragon Quest because of the consistency and how it's kind of the same, and there's not this over experimentation on the franchise. Dragon Quest isn't like, oh, we're going to be an MMO. Then the next game we're going to be a hack and slash. Then the next game we're going to be a turn-based JRPG. Then we're going to be another MMO. And it's like, what are we doing, dude?
Use your hatred.
I'm on Chapter 7 of Rebirth, in my opinion, one of the best games since 10. Yeah, Rebirth is horrible. Rebirth is garbage. Rebirth is garbage. The character assassinations to fucking like Red 13, the fact you can't even play as certain characters that you were able to play as in the original, the story changes. That shit is all bad, man. The tone shifting, it's all bad.
And they might. But you'll rise again.
I played the first remake and finished it and never wanted to play another. Yeah, that's the thing with that's the thing with Rebirth and Remake. Remake came out and it sold almost 10 million copies. Then Rebirth came out and it sold like 4.5 million copies. You don't get that big of a drop off if people love the first game. You know what I mean? People love the first one. The second one should have sold just as well. But clearly there was like some, you know, differences in opinions. Too bad you like 15-year. Dragon Quest Monsters are my favorite RPG. I never even played Dragon Quest Monsters. I haven't played many Dragon Quest games. They replaced Sephiroth. So I think that kind of makes sense that they replaced his voice actor if they're trying to be consistent with the original game. Because you really don't meet Sephiroth until the end. You're meeting like hallucinations of him, and then like the like the force ghosts of him technically. Like it's not really him that you're encountering. And then when you encounter him at the end, I'm assuming it's going to be the voice changed character where like this is the real Sephiroth. Tori, how we doing, Tori? Was bad, but the opening was lame. This thing was goofy. So I'm glad I didn't play more of 15 because I seen something where there's like a whole cup of noodle quest, and I was like, and then one of like the end segments there's like an ad for like camping gear, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like I would have freaked out, dude. What are my top 4 games that I think they should remaster? Like who? Like Final Fantasy or like in general? Oh, you're going to Comic-Con? Pickled, how we doing? They were too focused on making Tifa goonable to make a good game. Games that I would like to see remade. Definitely Morrowind. After how they did the Oblivion remake, I would like to see a Morrowind remake in kind of the same fashion with the same kind of like UI updates and everything. Dude, sometimes games like don't really need to be remade. You know what I mean? I would like to see a Chrono Trigger remake, but I don't want it like I want it like the 2D, like that new 2D shit they're doing, like Octopath Traveler. I think that shit would be dope if they did it like with Octopath Traveler style type of graphics, like the 2.5D shit. I think that would be fire. This was just what popped on. But no, Final Fantasy beats Tupac in Stream Heaven. It's on Game Awards, really? Hold on, let's see. Let me switch it over. Yeah, there's a pre-show though. That's what I seen. I seen there's a pre-show. So I think the Xbox one starts in 30 minutes, but the other ones have showcase, like pre-show showcases. So I guess we'll watch that until the real one starts. Yeah, I just looked at it right now. Final Fantasy was the closest to an actual garbage they produced. I was saying, I'm gonna have to unmute the Elgato in a second. Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to see the pre-show thing. I was saying the games I would like to see remade. I only thought of 2 so far. It would probably be Morrowind in the same fashion as like the Oblivion remake. And then I'd like to see a Chrono Trigger remake with in like the 2.5D style. I don't really want to see the I don't want to see like a fully reimagined open world fucking type Final Fantasy VII Rebirth style shit. I want to see just a 2.5D remake. I'd have to think of the other 2. I want a Chrono Trigger. I just want to dance like Usher. I want a Campbell's Soup side. yeah, Campbell's Soup side quest, dude. Hold on, let me unmute this now.
Let you live out your wildest fantasies. Sadly, that about does it for this block of trailers, but stick around, because coming up very soon is the Xbox Games Showcase 2026, and who better to break down what Microsoft might have in store than IGN's weekly Xbox show Unlocked. They'll be taking over right now.
Games I would like to see a
Welcome
remake
to
of.
IGN Live, a celebration of all things gaming and entertainment. Today,
there's the Fire Nation army just beyond the wall.
You'll hear from the cast of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
We're Vox Machina, and we don't run.
And The Legend of Vox Machina.
Certain games, like that was my point before. Certain games do not need remakes. Like, there's certain games that I love that I'd be like, oh, I'd like to see it with better graphics, but like, I don't really need to see a remake of Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't need to see a remake of like fucking, I don't know, fucking Grand Theft Auto 3 or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, certain games don't need a remake. Maybe if they're like so old. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe Super Metroid in the style of like Metroid Dread. That would be really cool.
To see, I am joined by co-hosts Michael Hyam, Miranda Sanchez, and since it's IGN's 30th anniversary, we thought we'd invite our old friend Destin Legary back on Unlock with us today.
Hi, everybody. Good to be back. Bam!
Yeah, dude, you
Yes.
remember writing
I
down
needed that.
cheat
I needed
codes?
that today. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, we're less than 30 minutes away
Would I
from
remake
the
Godfather 2 with
Xbox
Michael
Showcase this
Corleone,
year,
played by
which we
Timothy
already know
Chalamet?
is immediately followed by the Gears of War E-Day Direct, which I know Miranda can't even contain herself. You've waited 7
Yo,
years
Bucko, what's
for
going
this,
on, man?
Miranda,
Yes, we're going to be
since-
doing some
since
gaming
Gears
today
5.
after the showcase.
Yeah. So I want to start with what we expect.
Dude, I remember going to the library. I would go to the library because I didn't have a computer at my house. And I would have to go to the library if I wanted to look up cheat codes. And I remember going to my closest library and looking up the cheat codes for Grand Theft Auto 3, where you would get like the police, no police thing, or like the highest wanted level, and you'd get like invincibility or whatever, and guns with unlimited ammo and all that shit. I remember printing out all of that shit from the library. Yeah, with GTA, yeah. I did the same thing.
I really like Black Ops, but I'm a Modern Warfare person. Like, I think Black Ops multiplayer is kind of where it's at.
Yeah,
for
so
me,
the
but
next,
I
the showcase
really wanna see
starts
what they're gonna
in...
do with Modern Warfare, and of course, just how they're going to keep innovating on the franchise. And I think we have a lot of promise for this next one.
So, Destin, what do you think we get from
30
Modern
minutes?
Warfare 4 at this? Like single-player trailer, multiplayer gameplay. Where do you think it lands today?
I think it would be great to see like one of the story missions because that's been a big focus. The fact that it's taking place in Korea, even with the 4, they're actually using the Korean spelling of the number 4. So there's
Oh,
a
they're
lot
talking
of,
about the new Call of Duty
interesting
game?
things that they're doing and leading into whatever that game is going to be. I'm more excited than this for this Call of Duty than I have been in a long time.
So,
I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I've been on a little bit of a Call of Duty lull.
so this Call of Duty, I did see some gameplay on this, and this looks like it can be interesting. I think the issue that they started to have with Call of Duty games was the single players just got way too ridiculous, and like the last one, you're fighting a fucking giant futuristic fucking version of Merle from fucking The Walking Dead inside of some like acid trip, and it's like, what are we doing here? The games were great when they were grounded in reality, and there were events happening within the game that could happen in real life, not going into some alternate dimension and fighting a giant version of fucking Merle Dixon. And I think with this game, there's an opportunity for them to go back to like those roots. And that's when Call of Duty was kind of like its strongest, when they had really good single player games that people wanted to play the multiplayer because they were so engrossed in the single player and like the experience of that game. I don't know if the annual releases were a problem. I really think it was the way that the stories were being told. I feel like back in the day when you played Call of Duty, you would play the story mode first. And then you would start playing the multiplayer. The story was so good that you were like, oh, I got to see what's going on. And then after like Black Ops 1 is when that kind of changed, and I stopped really even playing the story games, and I only played the multiplayer. And then now I haven't played a Call of Duty in like fucking 2 releases. Well, Call of Duty always had two different teams working on it, and they would do like back-to-back releases. Like one team would be working on one game, and then like Infinity Ward, and I forgot what the name of the other one was, and every game would be like staggered. So it was basically like every other year you would get a game from that studio. My picks would be The Godfather, Scarface, The Warriors, Black, Left 4 Dead 2. Black was a really good game. Left 4 Dead 2, I don't know. I like Left 4 Dead 1 way more than Left 4 Dead 2, but they just need to release a Left 4 Dead 3 at this point. No, yeah, that's what I mean. COD had Infinity Ward and they had somebody else. And they would release them every other year. You would get one from Infinity Ward, and then you would get one from whoever the other one was. And then it gave that team like a year plus to work on like developing ideas and stories. But the games just started to suck because they stopped caring about the fucking stories and they started focusing on multiplayer and adding all this, being able to run on walls and do all this shit. Call of Duty for basically since what was it? Call of Duty 3 and then Modern Warfare on the 360. Those games basically had the same multiplayer. There wasn't a big difference in multiplayer. All the way up until like Black Ops 2. Treyarch, that was it, yes. The best game out right now is Rust. Rust. Yeah, I haven't played a Call of Duty in a long time. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 was a lot like a movie. Left 4 Dead 1 was I liked Left 4 Dead 1 a lot more. Janelli Beans, how we doing? But those games were great. The old Call of Duty games were great because of the focus on story mode. I think when they deviated and started relying a lot more on multiplayer and trying to like create more fucking hype and shit around the multiplayer and making that the focus of the games is when it lost that allure. And now people, I feel like people, unless you're like a diehard fan of Call of Duty, you don't really play Call of Duty like that anymore. Yes, Janelli Beans is on vacation, so we're going to be here all day today, dude. Yeah, so that's the good thing. There's certain games out there that don't try to be anything but themselves, and I think that's good. So, like, Nier is really good. I'm really liking Nier. And Nier does a great job of blending like 3 different genres, but it doesn't try to be at like anything from those genres. It's uniquely its own thing while being able to blend 3 different genres in one. But it doesn't feel like a Devil May Cry game. It doesn't feel like Ikaruga. It doesn't feel like a Dark Souls. It feels like a combination of all of them in its own way. That's another streamer that they said that it's a hard question because mentally and emotionally are the same thing. Wait. What happened, Anubis? You asked who? Oh, you asked them that question, and they... Yeah, no, that's not the same thing. Mentally and emotionally are not the same thing. They're definitely not the same thing. Hold on, I got to see how close we are to the Xbox showcase. I feel like we should be on this screen. How about this screen for talking? I think this is a better... Because we're not even... I don't know if anyone else is watching that showcase, because I'm not even really paying attention. We're just waiting for the showcase to start, right? And the Xbox One starts in 18 minutes. So we got another 18 minutes. I didn't want to start playing Nier because I'm like, if I get to a point that I really want to like keep playing, I'm not going to want to stop. And I seen that there was like a pre-show, but it's just a fucking bullshit IGN pre-show where they're talking about some games. So I'm like, I don't even care. So I'll just wait the 15 minutes for this to start. Yeah, I have my second coffee. I had a coffee early this morning at like 7. But I'm having my second coffee right now. This big coffee that's going to try and help me get through the day. Because we're going to be here for a long time today. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner too. We're going to be here for a long time, man. Norris, how we doing, man? Long time no see. Silly, how we feeling, Silly? Having a Red Bull. Are you having your what's that Red Bull you drink? The blueberry. Hey, man, I gotta find the Thundercats. I gotta find it, man. It's not on the thing I use. You want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged? Is that like a thing? I'm about to roundhouse kick these kids for legal purposes. This is a joke, but the thoughts are real. Stop making noise. Oh, they stopped making it. Yeah, I remember DBZ Abridged back in the day. That shit used to be funny. Dude, we used to have crazy shit back in the day. Like, I remember fucking Red vs. Blue. Who remembers that fucking Halo Rooster Teeth, that Halo show that Rooster Teeth was doing, Red vs. Blue? We used to just watch weird shit like that. Yeah, maybe I'll get some Chinese food later and eat on stream. Yeah, but Red vs. Blue wasn't like it was like... It wasn't like Skibidi Toilet or anything like that. Yeah, we're gonna have a mukbang at some point today. It was like, it was a Halo show that was like made by these random guys that were Halo fans. And dude, it was just pure comedy. And that was like a web series, right? I've been kind of craving some Asian food for a while. Like Chinese food or something. So I'm gonna get some today, maybe. No, it wasn't on Newgrounds. I think it was on a very early YouTube. Red vs. Blue. And then they released DVDs. Yo, what's going on back there? Yo. Yo, that was on Toonami? Yo, hold on. Let's get another Toonami stream up. Yo, what the fuck was that? This motherfucker thinks the shit we used to watch as kids was less weird than that. No, I'm not saying it's less weird. I'm saying it's different. I'm not saying it's less weird. I'm saying it's different. You were watching that? Dude. I feel like now kids' attention spans are kind of cooked. So you need to like turn up the absurdity. You know what I mean? When back in the day, as long as something was like kind of weird and unique in a way, I feel like we were interested. Now, if something is kind of weird and unique, people just kind of like turn it off unless it's like constantly keeping you engaged. Just because I feel like kids are kind of like TikTok brain in a way where you're getting this instant gratification in all different forms. So you don't really have the attention to sit there and watch something that can't grab you right away with something like that reels you in. I don't even know what the name of that was. Oh, the game Medieval? Yeah, with the skeleton guy? Even certain games. Bro, I was criticizing how bad the opening of Final Fantasy 15 was on YouTube, and somebody was like, "You must have TikTok brain." And I'm like, "What?" I was like, because I'm criticizing how terrible this opening is in comparison to better openings from other Final Fantasies. That has nothing to do with fucking TikTok brain. I don't need constant action and stimulation to fucking enjoy something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you not to play 15. You should figure out if you like it or not on your own. But definitely not for me. Definitely not. So you need to basically play the DLC, you need to watch a movie, and you need to watch an anime to be able to really understand the movie. I mean, to understand the game. So you need to watch a movie before you play the game if you really want to understand it. And then I think after you beat the game, you have to watch
may I have some oats?
An anime. Then you have to play the DLC.
I am starving, brother.
Punisher Pie, how we doing, baby? Punisher Pie, how's life, man? Working as usual? Damn, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Here for the showcase? Yeah, we got 9 minutes. We got 9. It's about to be 8 minutes. Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like openings of video games really matter. I feel like openings of most things really matter. It was all a dream. Buck said it was a 12-hour stream. Yo, E2275. Yeah, we're here for 12 hours, dude. We're about to watch the Xbox showcase, man. Lord Mingus. What was my final rating on Final Fantasy 12? Lord Mingus, it's been a while, man. I was not a fan of Final Fantasy 12. So I hated it when it came out. Then when I started playing it again, I was like, this is okay because it's close to what I remember from Final Fantasies, as long as you don't use the Gambit system. But then by the time I finished it, I was like, no, I actually hate this game. I think the game has too much of a reliance on combat. I think the game is like 80% combat and 20% story. And I don't think that's an issue if the way that the exposition is told throughout the 20% of the game is done really well. But I think the way that they kind of give you story beats is through like an old man talking on like a Lord of the Rings type fucking intro screen. No, the character designs are cool. Yeah, the character designs are cool. Yeah, I wanna play the first 15 minutes of a game and be like, holy shit, this is fantastic. And then want to play for 15 more hours. I don't want to put in 20 hours and be like, damn, this game is only like a little better than what I initially thought. That's what good media has usually been. I think the opening cinematic just hooked me as a kid. I thought the voice acting was solid too. But yeah, that's what I mean. You know, everybody's got different opinions. When I was a kid and I played that, I really did not like it. Because I was expecting it to be another like great turn-based game. And then as a kid, I was like, the intro didn't really do anything for me. I was just kind of like, what is this, man? And then the menu system, I was like, I'm not really, you know, feeling this. And then by like the first couple hours, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play this game again. Yeah, Final Fantasy 13 I wasn't really a fan of either. Migs, how we doing, Migs? But look, Mingus, that's the thing, man. Like, I'm never going to attack you for how you feel about the game. Like, if you love the game, I encourage you to fucking love it to the fullest extent that you can. Don't let what I say influence your opinion. I'm not going to attack you, but the issue that I have is, like, when I share my opinion somewhere on the internet and somebody's like, you're a fucking dumb bitch, like, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, come on. Like, what are you, a child? You're not getting attacked. What are you talking about, man? I think the issue with 13 is it was like a corridor simulator. And 10 is a corridor simulator too. But the way that the exposition is done throughout the story is night and day different. And the world of 10 is a lot more fleshed out, and each little city and area you go to is way more developed than almost anywhere in 13. And 13 is kind of like a fucking Temu version of Final Fantasy 7 in terms of the story. Yeah, 12 was very different than I think what people were expecting. Yeah, 15 was probably my most hated Final Fantasy, man. And that's the thing, like, it's not about the gameplay. Because even right now, in a way, Nier's combat is kind of like similar. Like, it's kind of like hack and slashy. But the story of Nier is the way that it unfolds is so much better than any Final Fantasy game I played recently. It's like, how can Square do this, but they can't do it with Final Fantasy? Yeah, it did. 15 did not feel like a Final Fantasy game. As a Final Fantasy professional, remake the best game ever. Best game ever. We have 3 minutes until the showcase starts. 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is phenomenal. Final Fantasy Tactics is phenomenal. I think you can take... That's what they should have did with... They shouldn't have let their experimentation bleed into the main line of Final Fantasy. I think they should have did separate things. Like, kind of like what they did with Strangers of Paradise. Do something like that with all the hack and slash stuff. 3 minutes is too longer than I need. Yo, Matt Bespin, what's going on? Tactics Advanced is great, man. I don't think any Final Fantasy after fucking 10 should have been mainline. The MMOs should have been their own thing, and they should have never let the MMO mechanics bleed into the other mainline games like 12, 13, 15, and 16. Yes, 12 takes place in the same universe as Vagrant Story and Tactics. You thought of me when they announced Final Fantasy VII Refund? I mean, Revelation? Okay, we got 2 minutes. Let's put the countdown screen on. 2 minutes to the announcements. Are we ready? Are we ready? Oh, you thought of me when it came out? I'm sure everybody thought of me, dude. We were streaming it live when it happened. You got my live reaction. Do we really want Persona 6, dude? Do we want Persona 6? Another fucking 175-hour game? All right, let's see what this showcase is hitting for, dude. We got almost a minute left here, man. I was like, oh, I know who's buying this. Nah, I'm not buying that shit. I don't think I'm going to play it, dude. I really don't think I'm going to play it. Want to play as The UK Steelbook exclusive. What the fuck is this? Thank you. For an incredible 25 years. No, I don't think Persona is a bad series. They're just long-ass games. X-Bucks. Yeah, dude, X-Bucks. Yeah, Punisher Pie is not even 25 years old, dude. That's crazy. Dude, Punisher Pie texted me yesterday and was like, yo, I found this copy of Doom 3. And then I was like, damn, that game came out fucking when I was 12. And he said, yo, that game came out before I was even born. And I was like, dude, what?
This is the Coalition Emergency Broadcast.
Oh, Helldivers? Is this Helldivers? That's the Helldivers logo, isn't it?
There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna.
Stay sharp. Don't let them surround you.
There should be more guns.
Oh no, this is Gears of War.
Here, strap these on.
Oh, is this E-Day?
This isn't enough. We should still head to the police station. We're gonna have more firepower there. Right. Yes.
Oh, they're showing gameplay?
Okay. Shoot, move, watch for civilians.
Bro, I used to fucking love Gears of War. I'm definitely gonna play this shit day one.
Get inside now.
I used to love Gears of War, dude. This looks fire already. Yeah, this looks fire already because you see these places now before it was fully destroyed. Like in the later games, everything's kind of fucked up already. Now you're like here when it's actively happening.
Just the adrenaline hit. We need to keep moving through the underpass.
Let's get moving.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm at the pan safe. I need backup. These things are all over me.
More tremors.
Any gears out there? Anyone that can hear this?
Damn, it's crazy that you're fighting one of those things like this early in this game.
Open fire.
Bro, this game was peak 4-player co-op, dude.
These are goddamn breach
This
points.
game was fucking incredible on Insanity. You would play this shit on Insanity with like 3 of your boys for like fucking 6 hours. It was incredible, dude.
Reload.
Incredible.
Cover me.
Yeah, this is a prequel for Gears of War, yes.
All right. That gear said they're stuck in the pay and save. Which way?
It's on the other side of those apartments. At least that thing carved us a shortcut.